We're back again to play some games. And we are back with Sing Spells, a game where I use a random number generator to pick my route. And let's just jump back in. So before we start, I always have the playlist above me. You can start anywhere you like, but you'll have a lot more context if you start from the beginning. So before we start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media, it's always below, and we can get started. So far we have completed Barnaby, Spinel, and last time we did Ivy. And, technically Simon, but we don't talk about that. So let's roll and see who we get this time. 13. Who was number 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't want to do her. Let me recount just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She's 13. Okay. Let's do this. St. Spell's Conservatory of Magic, a well-renowned school known for its vibrant student body and illustrious alumni. It hasn't been that long since you were discovered to be a spellcaster, someone capable of wielding magic. One day you were a mundane human, the next a practicing witch. In this day and age, it's definitely something that came as quite a surprise. After some trials, you are finally transferred into this magical university. Both nervous and excited, you hope you can make some friends by the end of this week. Though you don't know anyone as a transfer student, you're ready to make the most of it. Fill out your student ID. You make your way down the hall of the Grand Conservatory with a fluttering heart. The new student welcoming committee worker kindly greets you, helping you check into your dorm. I'm still amazed that Bugbear really pretended to be part of the committee when I first started the game, and he hasn't appeared since. Reaching your dorm room, you begin to settle in. You can't wait to see what Saint Spell has in store. I'm not looking forward to it. Today is Monday. You have Alchemy. Go class? Yes. Eleni is not in this class. Who would you like to approach? Who's somebody I have not talked to at all, really? The old man, you saw me. I think I tried to hit on you and you did not like it. You did not like it at all. You try to find, but the professor is already starting the lesson, making you hastily take a random seat. Dang, I meant to go and eat a mushroom. A human body is a complex formula. To recreate one is nearly impossible, let alone being extremely dangerous. You're almost dozing off when... You, B. How much water does the average adult human body have? A lot. The professor tuts, dang. Study up, B. My bad. I'm already done with classes for the day. Oh, really? Only one class today? What do you do? Let's... Combat and defense? Or, just practice over here. You're at the arena. Let's practice magic. Yeah. We'll just practice for a little bit. It's the old man. On your way, you bump into an elderly man. Perfect. You are just a question for a faculty member. Excuse me, do you know where I might be able to obtain a map of the campus? Looks at you with a confused smirk. Oh, hey there. Wait, are you talking to me? You new? Never seen you before. He scratches his head with more confusion. Out of my way, old man. I got stuff to do. Did he even work here? Who let him onto campus? You chose to just leave. As you walk away, looks at you with mouth open and confused stare. Don't look at me. Dang, I got all day. I have all day to do whatever I want, huh? It's noon. You want to talk to me? You here? You decided to escape the commotion of orientation for a moment of respite. Wandering away from the bustle of the main hall, you stumble upon a small courtyard that looks like the perfect place to gather your thoughts. Is that a statue? You walk a little closer. As you approach, a young woman in an emerald dress turns to arrest you with a piercing gaze. Hey girl, hey. She doesn't say anything. The silence is a little awkward. Maybe you should say something. Ask if she minds you staying, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize someone else was already here. Do you mind if I rest here for a moment? The woman gazes at you for a moment longer, before her gaze drifts back to something in the distance. That's fine. You carefully take a seat on a nearby bench. It's silent, but it feels considerably less awkward than before. So, what's your name? Just as you consider striking up small talk, she already leaves. Maybe next time. Dang. She's so pretty. I always go to the garden. I'm tired of going to the garden. Let's go cook. No, let's steal. Wow, you're hungry. Your kleptomania takes over. You feel like a bad student. Now what should we do? Eleni is nowhere to be seen. Day 1. You're done with the classes for the day. Let's see, what should I do? Let's go to the classroom, yeah. Right, profanities on the board, yeah. Shut up. You pull back from your work, satisfied. You feel like a bad student. You walked in here and put shut up on the board. To who? She's evil in her own little way, I guess. Whatever, we'll just work studying here. You assist the chef in preparing for dinner. Though you nearly burned down the facilities, the barbecue tonight is extra crispy. Extra crispy. You can feel your charisma increasing. You feel like a better student. While saying a chill down your spine, okay, it's what's his face. Yep, knew it. Let's take a bath. I have not seen Bugbear in a minute. Cause isn't he usually... What's he doing here? Isn't he usually in here boiling an egg? You find, red as a beet, having just finished his bath. Perhaps he stayed in the hot water a little longer than he should. The world sure is spinning, isn't it? Yeah, you gotta get out. Bring him some water, find a bathhouse worker, do a hit and run. What do you mean by that? Sleeping here, you'll catch a cold. You smack his face and dash off. Why would you... Isn't that assault? What in the... He bolts up in confusion and lays back down to nap. And you still stayed? You just assaulted the old man in the bathroom? Okay. Okay, today we will meet Eleni. Today is Tuesday. You have some free time until your next class. What do you do? It's too late to eat a mushroom now. But we can write profanities on the board again. Yeah. You pick up the chalk, evil thoughts stewing in your devious little head. What you write? Your feet smell. You pull back from your work, satisfied. You feel like a bad student. Dang, it takes forever for this freaking clock to go. You have some free time to your next class. What do you do? Let's go over here. And be a delinquent again, yeah. With the strength of 6, you begin delinquent activities. You attempt to take someone's lunch money, but security gets called on you. Uh-oh. You brutally get your butt handed to you. Regardless, you feel like a bad student. Dang, that's a little too much, don't you think, Lauren? Is it time for class? It's noon. Who do you want to spend lunchtime with? Nobody. You know what? I take that back. Go back. Let's have lunch with the old man. Yeah, let's see what's going on. What's good, my dude? Seeing an empty spot next to a flailing, you attempt to have lunch with him. But as soon as you approach, your lunch gets knocked to the ground. Dang fly. Having seen your lunch topple, falls silent and stares in dismay. I am very sorry. Laugh it off, stare in disbelief and glare. Curse at him and stomp away. Dang, what's the point of having lunch? I'm so mean to him. I'm so mean to him. You better share your lunch, you thug. Breaks into a laugh. Oh, he liked that. You're right. I am the villain. He cleans up the mess and gives you half his meal. Aw. Well, at least we ain't going home empty-tummied. He grins. No, that was cute. That was cute. Me and my old best friend. I gotta leave. My classes are so late. You have some free time until your next class. What do you do? I'm avoiding the garden. I don't want to go there. Let's go over here. I just want to make sure I'm not hurt. From, You go to the infirmary to address your injury. They wrap you up pretty well. With a sprinkle of magic, you feel significantly better. Oh, so I was hurt from being a bad student. Got it. Oh, no time for you, no time for you, no time for you. But you're so pretty. No time, no time, no time. Don't look at you. I'm not gonna look at you. No, 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 no. No, that's rude. I can't do that to her. I can't do that to her. Now, Eleni. There she is. You better not play me. There she is. I'm pretty sure she just gets up and leaves, right? Eleni raises her gaze towards the seat she assumes you tend to inhabit. Silently, she looks towards you, then to the empty chair beside her. You step closer, but abruptly the chair is then unavailable. She flicks her wrists, tomes and pens unceremoniously, tumbling into the vacancy. It's occupied. The enchantress resumes her forward stare, and with a swift of her hand, she waves you away. Rude. I guess I'm staying alone this period. Today, you're making an elixir deadly enough to kill 10 men with a single drop. We are only making this as a demonstration of these ingredients intermingling. No, don't drink it. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But one day I will. I feel like the clock got slower. Doesn't it feel like the clock got slower? I used to speed through. Now it takes forever to go. It's not the evening. It's now the evening. You have some free time before the day ends. Oh, can we go in here and chill? Isn't the feeling of falling asleep on a desk the best? Yeah, it is. See, look how slow it goes. I feel like you used to speed up a little faster. Does it going to be updated again? Have I even updated this game? Can you even update this game? Tuesday is now over. Maybe there's a patch. I don't know. I'm just talking now. Today is Wednesday. And we've only seen Eleni once. Dawn has risen and a few specks of light I think I know what this event is. Dawn has risen and a few specks of light progress across the blackened sky. You traverse the hollow halls with the idea of being the early. Yep, I know this is. This is from the. This was the second video I posted. Elanie is like passed out on the stairway, I believe. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, close in the distance. You recognize the ornate garb and the ostentatious adornments that could belong to no other than Eleni. A witch you've seen in passing, but otherwise, she hasn't given you the time of day. Along with her charisma, she is most renowned for being abhorrently snobbish towards those she deems mousy or mundane. However, upon closer inspection, she hardly resembles herself at all. Her face is sunken in, her skin pallid in hue. In reality, she looks rather ill, or as if she's been on the receiving end of a particularly nasty hex. As your footsteps draw closer, she makes a jerky movement, scarlet eyes now warily focused on you. I come in peace, Eleni. It seems she's straining, but with a flick of her wrist, she beckons for you to move closer. Finally, another stirs. Whatever is that face for? Oh, you're particularly brimming with it. I have a favor to ask you. Come closer. It is both exhilarating and frustrating to be motioned for as one would coax an animal, but you bite. Taking a step closer, you pierce her lips and muster the courage to respond. A favor? Well, what is it? Regardless of the delicate state the witch is in, her lips are still painted a deep ruby. They part, revealing a row of perfect white teeth. The smile might have been more inviting if not for her following request. I need only a little, but your aether, if you'll indulge me. My aether? I don't know what that is. A hand outstretched towards me, and it seems, oh gosh, she's so pretty. It takes you a moment to fathom she's quite literally asking to drain a bit of your essence. Well, maybe just a little. I'm sorry, what? No way. Well, maybe just a little, Eleni. Just a little. There's a natural reluctance to give up a bit of your mana to another, but she takes it in stride. As you ponder the consequences, inevitably you find yourself swaying within her stare. How could you say no, after all? With eyes that gaze at you so imploringly, it feels wrong to leave her wanting. And what person could leave another in such a fragile state? Well, maybe just a little. You close the distance, and the moment you touch her, your knees begin to buckle. The gem that rests in her palm is even colder than her grip, and it stings to brush against. Try as you might to tug or pull apart, her clutch is more viper-like than you anticipated. Has she ever been truly indisposed? The chipperness you'd earlier felt, the warmth of the sun tickling your skin, all of it sank further and further from you. Dang, girl. Even though you only intended for her to take a little, she seems to give little heed for your well-being. Her smile is all you can see as you unsteadily take a seat beside her on the floor. The color rises back to her cheeks, and the fatigue dissipates entirely as she assumes a pristine posture. She watches you for a moment, but she's rather impassive. Curiously, she finally kneels once more, brushing back a few stray tufts of your hair affectionately. It somehow felt more fitting when she stood so imposingly above you, and the tenderness leaves you a bit awestruck. Truly, I'm in your debt. My name, as you may already know, is Eleni. Now, might I ask, what is the name of the one so generous? Well worth it. 1,000,000,000,000 times over. Her voice is honeyed, and she seems earnest in her gratitude. She continues to caress you, while you struggle to stay conscious. Either way, you feel as though you're damned yourself, or maneuvered this encounter correctly. Breathlessly, you blink back exhaustion and manage to answer her. We're in a few classes together. My name is Lauren B. Flippantly, she bats an eyelash, disregarding every piece of your response, with the exception of your name. Lauren B. It suits you. I'll keep it, and your kindness in my thoughts. Surely, we'll see each other again very soon. You think about asking what she means by that, but no sooner had she spoken, she'd leave your side. You blink at the dizzying speed of everything that transpired, and begin to wonder how you'll make it through all your tasks for the afternoon. You won't! You barely keep your eyes open now, but astonishingly, you find yourself looking forward to whatever very soon was. You back? Although entirely spellbound by the count of Eleni, the dizzy spell persists long after she had vanished from your sight. Upon making your way to the steps, you can feel the lead settle in your ankles. Were your feet always so heavy? And why did it seem that the stairs were doubled from what they were previously? There's a passing thought of doubt, but before you can dwell upon your charitable actions, your body gives out on you. Dang, night-night. You awaken sometime later, the sun streaming in more exuberantly than it had previously. In fact, it's blinding, and as you regain consciousness, your senses return one by one. First, there's an overwhelming, almost pungent stench of medical herb that wafts your nose. You wrinkle it, and as you do, your vision returns to you. What? How did I get up here? You've not been here for long. A kind Samaritan found you sprawled across the tile floor, and they brought you here. Not more than an hour, but enough to make me miss my first class. I forget your first class. But given your generosity, I can overlook your indiscretion this once. She is unsurprisingly smug, bordering arrogant, but there is a twinge of something new. Guilt? Pity? It is difficult to discern, given her haughty demeanor. Fleeting, the pale-headed nurse bows before offering another crescent of a smile. You begin to wonder if she was the self-same Samaritan that your caregiver had spoken of. I mean, that's your fault, isn't it? I did this last time she got mad, so thanks. Have you been here the whole time? She hesitates, and a short diversion of her gaze is made before a jerk of her head. I couldn't very well leave you where you plummeted. You hardly made it more than a few steps. So you do feel a little guilty. How you wish you could sink into the floor. Oh no, was it loud? Don't be embarrassed. Had other people seen or heard what had happened to you? Your fingers coil in the sheets. You can't look towards the enchantress anymore. As if your bashful behavior is the key, Elanie stirs from her perch. Her hands are warm as they encase your cheek, creating an entirely new sensation. Earlier, she had looked parched, inevitably famished, but now her eyes are alight. Furthermore, the frigidly is long gone, and you were awash in the warmth and silken features of her hands. Even her gemstone has new life breathed into it. Staring into her eyes was much like gazing deeply into a fire, coursing, dancing, unyielding in its entrancement. Can we move on? Can we move on? A stray movement is made from her thumb, caressing your cheek as she seeks to console you. None of that matters. What matters is my gratitude towards you, and it is immense. Brisk, she makes quick work of brushing away the aforementioned topic. Whatever she previously felt was made a bygone. If this was what your name afforded you, you'd happily provide again whenever she beckoned. Now you so easy. That does make it sound pretty worth it. Intoxicated with the witch's endearment, you lean in a hair more. However, it's short-lived, and Ellie breaks intimacy by straining in her seat. Realizing how forward you become, you clear your throat. Well then, shall we? Unless you plan on spending your day confined to the infirmary, I should think we can find more interesting corridors of the castle to spend your time in. Oh, yeah, so... Wait, our time? I can't very well leave you to your own devices. It seems as though I'm forced to look after you for the remainder of the day. Who knows if another of those fainting spells will happen upon you? Right. You begin to wonder if it's merely wishful thinking, or if perhaps the witch has taken to you. She's obviously a bit tight-lipped in her concerns for your well-being, but if she truly didn't care, she wouldn't have stayed by your side. With newfound strength, you usher yourself from the bed to bid a good day to your kind-hearted attendant. She returns the sentiment and extends it towards Eleni, although Eleni only gives a simpering look before clenching a hold on your hand. Although a rather imposing force, you realize Eleni's grip is not nearly as steely as one might have suspected. You could pull away, but you allow yourself to be led to the next location, and why would you ever untether yourself from those hands? Finally. You're done with that. Golly. That was a long scene. That was a very long scene. I'm gonna have to cut that down because that was just too wordy. And now we're stuck with you all day. I need some water. I'm thirsty. The library is down. I need some water. Yeah, I guess get some water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Why are we in the library? The enchantress walks ahead of you into the study, but rather unexpectedly, she comes to an abrupt halt. She pauses for only a moment, and you clamber to her side once again. Still feeling depleted, you toddle up behind Eleni gracelessly. So... Winded, you sputter. What are we doing here? I'm going to be researching, and you, I assume, will take the time to rest. You still look atrocious. Don't say that. The observation is given sharply, as she simply glides between the aisles. While traversing the Athenaeum, she creates a small stack of hovering books in her wake. She's a tad insulting, but you lack the energy to argue. Slumping into a nearby chair, you groan. Yeah, well, I feel pretty awful. You speak, but it's namely to yourself. You're uncertain if Eleni is paying you any mind. Astonishingly, she's listening to you, with more intent than you'd imagine. She pauses in her ceaseless searching and returns once more to your side. Her fingers glide along the curve of your cheek, and she tucks a few stray strands of your fringe. Well, close your eyes for a bit. I won't protest a bit of loafing around. On the contrary, I can read to you while you rest. Thank you. Let's do that. That actually sounds nice. It does. Her kindness is more than a little shocking, but you find yourself settling back into your seat. It seems as if her velveteen words were the invitation you need to relax. The study of malediction. Don't read that to me. It's insane that power like that exists in the world. How am I supposed to rest when you're reading that? Yeah, let's say this. It's insane that power like that exists in the world. You look more attentive as Eleni reads. Fear wrinkles the corner of your eyes. Your breath is bated, and you sit up despite the exhaustion that plagues you. The sense of wonderment that comes with her utterance of that tile is off-putting. Malediction is the route of most suffering, and with the ever-mounting war, you're uncertain how anyone can speak of it with such mirth. She's just reading. It's insane that power like that exists in the world. Isn't it? She missed the hint of skepticism in your tone, and instead, she's elated to hear the earnestness. She leans in closer, eyes glistening. Can you imagine what other sort of magic that we've yet to discover? There are so many types, and even as terrifying as this is to read about, malediction forms to that of its user. No two magics are the same, even under its dark veil. She finally pauses, seeing as her fanaticism has taken hold. Having realized her recklessness, she clears her throat. Are you done reading? Tentatively, she peers back towards you. Slightly flabbergasted, you'd implore her to continue. I had thought perhaps the material was too stimulating, given you were seeking rest. But you don't mind if I continue? I mean, I'm definitely not going to get much rest this way, but... Another breath is drawn, and she's staring expectantly as if she is hanging onto your every word. The intrigue that lines Elenie's expression is evident, but in a way that's almost childlike. Her expression often sways between boredom and sneering, but since entering the school study, she seems positively aglow. Can we hurry this up again? The scenes are very long with her. It's endearing, regardless of the subject, due to the fact it's still 10 a.m. See how long it takes? It's now noon. Being lunchtime, you exit the library with Eleni to eat. Where do you want to spend lunch with her? Let's go to the bath. Hello? Do you want to hang out in my dorm? You wish to eat where? A sly upturn of her lips forms, and she looms above you. She turns her chin towards you with but a finger. How clever. Was that your poor attempt at a ploy to have me alone in your dormitory? Kinda. I should think not. Select again. She got me with that one. Okay, let's just go to the fields. The fields? Eleni echoes your words, and you note the horror in her tone. You don't like the fields? She straightens, and she eyes you for a moment. It's as if she's searching for some hidden agenda she presumes you have. Why would you eat there? Because everyone eats there. Well, it's just nice and... Nice? No. She pauses, deliberately taking in a breath to allow herself a moment's time. She then thinks of an excuse smartly, and with a nasty tone, she replies, I won't. My shoes would get stuck to the grass. Couldn't you bear to be more considerate of me? Okay, where do you want to eat then? You choose. The heck? That's the only reason you're saying this? Of course. Her voice is a tad too loud to be convincing. And give me a second. I think I skipped it. And she just really hates the fields. She snarls at you in frustration. Select again. Undoubtedly, there's more to the story, but she isn't budging. Dang. So no dorm, understandably, but no field? Where do you want to eat at? The garden? I told you I want to go to the garden. Your suggestion is met with silence. She narrows her eyes, gazes at you through her long lashes. You begin to wonder if she despises the idea, but then her brows raise in fraction, and her lips upturn ever so slightly. A breath you didn't realize you were holding is released, and she crosses her arms under her breasts while scrutinizing you. A great suggestion, honestly. The gardens are far removed from unwelcome eyes, so we'll have some privacy. Golly! Can we just go? Can we just go? Go. Let's just go. There we go. After you both settle into your seats, you take the time to gawk at your surroundings. It's obvious the grounds are well tended to, and the flowers bloom brilliantly in every corner. Today it's only 12 p.m. I still got all day with you. In particular, from the angle, and the scenes are just so long. Her scenes are just so long. Dang, how am I gonna shorten this video? In particular, from the angle from which Eleni was positioned herself, the roses themselves seem to bow and flourish around her. You're certain that's more conceivable, and yet it's fitting. The honest of her. I get it, she's pretty. I get it. She's pretty. Although she's made mentions of your time alone, it appears as though you have a visitor. A spider? A spider was precariously positioned itself on the rim of her glass, and it tears across it like a tightrope, uncaring of the romantic atmosphere you've so keenly gleaned. You reach a hand to swat it aside, but Elenie's fingers wind in yours. She continues to watch the small creature, and she looks enamored. It appears I've spoken too soon. I said we'd be free of prying eyes, yet so many are upon us. Look at it, Lauren. How delicate it moves. I don't like it. It's creepy. I've never considered it before. Sorry. There's a stillness to the air. She chuckles. It's a small smoldering sound that warms your heart. You can't help but feel embarrassed as her eyes sear into yours. You're at a loss as to what to say for a moment, and then her fingers trace your palm. Her skin is soft, and her fingers wind between the etching of your skin to the tips of your hand. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Get off my hand. You stare at her awestruck for a moment, uncertain as to what to say, but she fills the silence for you. I'm certain I could open your eyes to a great many things. Like what? You hear your heartbeat rise in your throat. Although you attempt to provide a similarly seductive air, you clatter the dishware. With dishware. She settles back into her seat as you right yourself, and you haphazardly dab at the new stain forming on your blouse. She smiles, unperturbed, with the same quiet expression as before. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Well, You fumble a bit. Eventually, she graciously extends a hand. There's still laughter teeming at the back of her throat, but her words still contain the same warmth they did before. No need to apologize, Lauren. I'm not upset with you at all. Have you had enough to eat? Nodding dumbly, begin to gather your things, and she does the same. As always, she does so with a poise you can't help but admire. She casts a single look in your direction, and you avert your eyes for a moment. Quite frankly, it feels as if you were Elenie's meal. So long. With lunch concluded, Eleni, unprompted, rises to her feet and begins to leave the gardens. It's a quickened pace, but you scuttle behind your mistress too, wherever she decides to head next. When you eventually reach her side again, she doesn't so much as turn her head in acknowledgement. Clearly, she anticipated you would follow wherever she led you. Man, you don't know me like that. Just leading me around everywhere. I'm not your dog. You still look a bit worse for wear, so I advise we find you something as a pick-me-up. Like some food? I do have some leftover chocolate from previous admirers. You're welcome to them if you'd like. Okay, I like chocolate. Leftovers from admirers? You sound surprised. I mean, look at you. I'm sure you have a lot of admirers. A lot. She wears a tone of amusement and makes large strides when she walks. Noticing you lagging behind, she slows her pace a fraction. Thank you. Not at all. A woman like you must be tired of chocolates. Dreadfully so. I've even begun to dislike the taste. Golly. Dark chocolate is better. Dark chocolate's nasty. You know what? I take that back. I take that back. Because recently I had some fancy chocolate that my boss bought me. Some fancy dark chocolate, and it was actually good. So maybe I just don't like Hershey's dark chocolate. Because the expensive chocolate is actually, the expensive dark chocolate is good. Not Hershey's though. Hershey's is nasty. But I do like milk chocolate. I love milk chocolate. But yeah. So I take that back. Dark chocolate's better, especially the more bitter it is. But the cloyingly sweet milk chocolate lacks any appeal to me now. Is there something you prefer then? Dark chocolate suits you. What do you want besides chocolate? Yeah. Is there something you prefer then? Something I prefer. Truthfully, almost anything. Although I'm especially partial to fresh fruits. Okay, I'll buy you an apple. Figs, persimmons, or wine is more to my taste. Admittedly, I'm not especially fond of sweets. Why do you ask? Do you plan on lavishing me with gifts? I ain't got that much money, but like, would you like that? You do not have enough charisma. I have 5. How much do I need? No, that's not what I was implying. No? Seems as if I've misread the mood then. She clears her throat and gives you a bland expression. After you then. This is my room. It is as grandiose and alluring as its owner, and unsurprisingly, its furnishing are equally. It looks exactly like mine. Her room looks exactly like mine. Look at this. We even got the same pen, feather pen. Its furnishings are equally lavish. Silks of the deepest ruby decorate every corner, and haphazardly strewn about are decadent jewels and opulent dresses. Oh, we rich, huh? We rich. Quills and books reside upon her desk alongside old tomes, small taxidermied animals, and strange creatures kept in bottles. Let them fairies out. Let them creatures out. You're trying to do experiments on them? I can barely talk. Everything has its place, except a single pair of silver armored greaves residing in the furthest corner. You stare in perplexity, but know better than to ask. It smells strongly of incense, and it stings your nose for a moment. Open the window for me. She's seemingly unfazed, and sashays past the plush love seat. In her movement, she glides the tip of her finger along the seat's side as an invitation. Don't mind if I do. Make yourself comfortable. Take a seat. She walks and begins to sort through a small pile, presumably from whatever admirers she had previously spoken of. She soon returns and hands the chocolates to you before settling across, studying you with scrutiny. Don't look at me, I'm shy. You eat whatever is given greedily, not even pausing to breathe. Golly. Leaning back into the plush furniture, you close your eyes. This surprisingly hits the spot. Did it now? Typically, it takes him a bit more sustenance to feel whole again. Who's him? Don't compare me to nobody. The comment is more to herself than to you. Him? Don't think about him while I'm here. Don't think about him while I'm here. I'm not him. I will never be him. I'm me. She stiffens at the question. My contract, my bond. He typically supplies me with as much mana as I require. The rigidity doesn't dissipate. What is that word? Should I be jealous? And where is he now? Should I be jealous? You say this teasingly, meaning it as an offhanded quip. Jealous? Of Sirius? Hey, that's our boy. See, that's I think someone mentioned this in the comment before. But yeah, him. Siri. Jealous of Siri? Cause y'all not a couple, right? Right? She repeats the word carefully, watching you expectantly. Why I say don't look at me, I'm shy. You should be. For he has me as a partner. Unless you intended another meaning. Could you enjoy being my lackey for the day? Honestly, no. I don't really enjoy this right now, but whatever. You're super pretty, so I guess I'll deal with it. How quickly this is turned back upon you. You sputter. I was joking. She chuckles, clearly not buying your excuse, and you clear your throat as the science. Oh, I can't read. She chuckles, clearly not buying your excuse, and you clear your throat as the silence hums. Unrelenting, she leaves the question hanging in hopes will crack. Finally, you break the silence with another question. And where is he now? She seems more mannequin than witch for a moment, and her lips curl with displeasure. Finally, she heaves a long sigh. Avoiding me, I'd imagine. We got into a disagreement. In our typical fashion, we've taken separate paths until we can stomach one another again. Sounds like a breakup. That sounds... I mean, truly, I've never met a man more pig-headed than him. He must believe he's God's gift to man with how he fancies himself. He carries himself with such pride. I mean, who are you talking about? Because you got a lot of pride, too. You didn't even let me sit next to you when I first walked into the classroom. Remember that? You said, heck no. You took one look at me and said, heck no. He couldn't dare bow his head even once. His urge to be right overtakes his being and outweighs even me in terms of importance. She speaks more rapidly, and all you can do is blink awkwardly, in the wake of her storm. You two sound close, yeah. Of course we're close. We're bonded. Don't say that. That's the last thing I'm trying to hear. I'm trying to get with you. And you talking about another man and your bond. She says in a matter-of-fact tone, and ruby eyes bore into you with some confusion. Why else would I tether my soul to another? Certainly, you broke her rant, and she looks a bit wistful. As she upturns her palm, you can spy the dark crystal from earlier, now retaining some vibrancy. Regardless, it's still dull by comparison to the color of her eyes. Do you want to take some more? And damn you to another fang spell? Hardly. I will manage, and until then, I'll repay my debt to you. A more gentle smile is afforded before she leans her head into her hand. She stares at you with some affection, and her eyes trace along your frame. Don't stir me! There is some intimacy in sharing your mana, though. Perhaps for that moment, we formed a bond as well. That must be why you're so willing to give more of yourself to me. How sweet. It's hard to tell if these thoughts are your own or whether she's planting them, but you can't articulate an appropriate counter to her accusations. You fumble along and eat the remains of the chocolate, and she chuckles in what sounds like adoration. Finished then? Shall we move along? Have you the strength to stand? She pauses, giving a sidelong glance towards another section of her room. Your eyes follow, and you see she's taking a glimpse towards her bed. Chill. What you thinking about? Unless there's something else you require while you're here. Chill. What are we talking about? Your bed? What would I require in your bed? Is it hot? Man, it is hot. You tug at the shirt. She's panicking. You tug at your shirt collar, and Eleni glides to the door, continuing to chuckle at you. How shameless you are. I simply meant for you to nap. It seems, and given you an inch, your mind has taken a mile. It may be best for us to leave now. Pompously, she chuffs and opens the door for you to exit. This is a long Wednesday. This is the longest Wednesday in all of existence. A belly full of sweets and a bit more information gained on your mystery date. You follow her out of her room. She is no longer obligated to stay near you, but she lingers as if she's still keeping a watchful eye on you. Perhaps you walk a tad slower to encourage her to stay at your side, but it's okay, even if she leaves it as an unspoken truth. It seems as though you're finally regaining some strength. Good. I had thought perhaps you'd spend the next week in the infirmary. There's much less sympathy the greater your improvements appear. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I'll sleep like a rock tonight. But other than that, it hasn't been too bad. You pause and deliberate what to say next. You know, if you ever need mana, don't hesitate to come and find me. You quickly second guess your choice of words. Don't hesitate to come and find me. Dang, how much charisma do I need? If I ever need mana. She repeats, staring expectantly. Her lips pierce at your following silence, and she rolls her eyes. I suppose I'll look elsewhere. You feel like a coward, and you shyly divert your gaze. Your lips pierce, and then you finally muster the courage to say what's on your mind. Eleni, what I'm saying is, well, what I really meant was... You begin to spill your guts, but then there's a sudden, raucous noise that jostles you from your thoughts. Ah, Siri! Is this me? Is that me? I'm cute. Is that me? But what you all up on me for? Boy, this ain't your root? Are you jealous? I'm with your girl? Are you jealous? But have you seen this man before? I mean, technically, yes. Don't kid yourself. Maybe once or twice, but not enough for anything to matter. Maybe you're missing something. An assertive gait, accompanied by a condescending stare. It's the arrival of an unfamiliar, antagonized figure that lays its eyes upon the pair of you. Are you jealous that I'm with your girl? Is that what this is, Siri? Because I'm about to be your girl in a couple episodes, I'm sure. Namely, the animal with a stone cold gaze. Stone cold. He looks like he's flirting with me. Stone cold gaze, as cool as the snowy white hair, has taken harshly to you. His bark is as barbed as his perceived bite. You cannot help but feel as if you are misplaced somehow. Eleni, so this is who you've run off with. Yeah, you got a problem? Despite there being an even amount of strength to his tone, the baleful presence of this unknown man speaks plenty of numbers. His address of you is nothing short of unimpressive, as if disappointed that Eleni was stooped so low. She gives you no sympathy, nor does she regard you with any more sincerity or kindness than the leopard. His eyes scream predator, and with the lump in your throat, your body is insisting that you are in fact his prey. I mean, the way he's looking at me. Golly. Golly. Run off with. A flair for dramatics today, Siri. She sized up who you assumed to be someone close to her, and seeing the two circling one another, you take a large step back. Not you trying to steal her from me right now. That's just what I heard. You spent the day together with that whelp. Golly. Spent the day together, please. She clambered to my skirt, like a lost child. I had little say in their appearance throughout the day. Golly, so I'm nothing to you now? Double ouch, triple ouch, goodbye. So long to that better first impression. Take this sign from offering from the deities. The hunters are too preoccupied to notice your doe-eyed stare. Whatever bite you had previously must have been channeled into your now depleted mana. And as the two lock eyes, you turn tail. Too bad, so sad. But another universe, perhaps you fare better. Cause I didn't have any charisma. I have no charisma, that's why. Well, I had 5. How much do I need? 10? 7? 6? Don't tell me I was 1 away. Eleni failed, but I love to watch you leave. Wow. Wow. Probably because I had no no charisma. But I had a lot of charisma, I thought. But did I get information? I only got a little bit of information. She's 24. She's 5'10". She's almost a stallion. Years went by. She delayed applying to this distinguished conservatory until she met him. Although he was equally as hard-headed, the tug between them as palpable. Elanie worked her second most powerful magic, her charm, to procure him as her bond. With all parts assembled, she finally made her grand debut as Saint Spell. Wow. Is it because of the charisma that I failed? Or maybe someone told me that her and Siri are connected. So I don't know. So Elenie's got a man. She's got one. But now, when I do Siri, will Eleni steal Siri from me? She got a man. Why'd she even leave me? I'm a little jealous, but okay, that was my first fail. Yeah. Whatever. We're done. We're done. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media. It's always description below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.